Here we have him, boys. The Pickems for the PGL Antwerp CSGO Championship Legend States. Heroic, Copenhagen Flames, Big, Cloud9, Furia, FaZe, NIP, Navi, G2. Vitality, ENCE, Team Spirit, Outsiders, Imperial Esports, Bad News, Eagles, and Team Mother effing Liquid, aka Astralis Destroyers, aka, oh my god. I feel for the Challenger States, it was kinda obvious what direction we were going to. For this stage, it's up and there. I think there's a lot of quality teams right here, and there's teams that are going to be disappointed of not making it. Now, I'm gonna pick the teams that I think are most likely going to make it, you know? And I'm gonna gamble with my 3-0. And then with the 0-3, well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Let's start with the team that I think is most likely to make it. Heroic is a great candidate for that. They are group stage destroyers. Doing the RMR as well. Qualified 3-0. They beat Navi in a best of 3. They're looking good. I think they're coming into this major feeling hype, feeling ecstatic. And I think, as said, Heroic actually have a chance of making it very far in this major. I'm going to put Heroic down here. I think Heroic have another chance, a good chance in fact, of qualifying for the next stage. I will be disappointed if Heroic is not going to be part of the playoff for the major. I think Heroic are looking good, they're looking solid, and we expect Heroic to be there. So that's going to be my first pick. Another team I think it's going to be very, very unlikely if they don't make it would be FaZe Clan. FaZe Clan currently the best team in the world. FaZe Clan have won a couple of trophies. FaZe Clan is looking stronger than they've been in a very, very long time. For FaZe to qualify, I see as a given. They should. They really should. They really should qualify. Navi as well. I mean, currently defending champions of the major. I definitely expect Navi to qualify. Now, I could put FaZe up here as 3-0. I could put Navi up here as a 3-0. But I'm not really sure if I want to gamble with it, right? I would rather play it safe. All I need is 5 correct Pickems. And I think these 3 are... I can't imagine a world where neither Heroic, FaZe, or Navi is not going to make it. I think they're some of the best teams in the world right now. That leaves us with a bunch of teams that are all, you know, somewhat equal. Now, I've said it before the major, a couple of weeks before the major. I actually think Vitality is a dark horse to go all the way. I think Vitality can go all the way into a semi-final, into a final, and potentially even win the entire thing. So question is, do I want to gamble on Vitality? Cloud9 is my sleeper pick, because changing organization with all the stuff that's going on right now in the world, you could imagine if Cloud9 is not coming into the best shape, but also Cloud9 coming into the best shape, that is a team that can go 3-0. So I'm going to put Cloud9. I'm going to put Cloud9 as a 3-0. I think Cloud9 is going to qualify for the playoff, but I also think they have a decent chance of actually going 3-0. The thing is, for G2 and Navi, to put them 3-0, they're facing each other. The very first matchup is going to be G2 versus Navi, so that's going to be a little bit tough. So you don't want either of those two. I could also put in Heroic. I think Heroic really are group stage destroyers. They're always good in group stage. They're always like own group stages. So you could put Heroic up here and gamble a little bit, but as said, I'm here to make sure that all you guys out there get the diamond coin. I'm here to make sure that all of us can tell our friends, haha, you freaking noob. Gold coin, silver coin, diamond club right here. That's why you follow my YouTube. That's why you follow my Twitch. So let's play it safe. That means that I'm going to put Vitality down here. I think Vitality is looking hot right now. Magic's doing the first stage was playing well. Dupree was playing well. And Saivu seemed to be back at his absolute best. So I think for Vitality to be down here is more than realistic. I think Vitality is a good team. And I think they're going to make it far. Here. Now, we already have 5 of the spots put up here. So we can start to maneuver towards the 0-3 position. I think out of the teams up here, there's realistically only 2 candidates for that. Bad News Eagles and Imperial. I was super impressed by both teams. I honestly believe coming into this stage, it's tough for me to see. It's just very tough for me to see them winning a best of 3 against any of the teams. Bad News Eagles, they have Copenhagen Flames in the first game. That's a good matchup, you know. There's some potential for a best of 1 upset. I think Flames are too good though. Imperial, they face Big in the first game. And I think Big have looked very solid coming into this major as well. So I think they're en route, you know, to go 0-3, one of these 2 teams. You could argue Spirit is in the mix as well, but I think Spirit has played well too well. I think Spirit is a great team. Liquid, you could argue that they could go 0-3 as well, but I think Liquid, nah, they're only going to get better. Liquid is too good of a team. But I think they're going to struggle now. I think we're getting into a stage of the major where the competition is going to be too hard. They've hit their ceiling. They've done well. They've done very well. But whoever Imperial face out here, they're not going to be the favorites. Even in a best of 3 against Bad News Eagles, I would still argue that Bad News Eagles are somewhat the favorites. Could Spirit go 0-3? Spirit could go 0-3 as well, yeah. Spirit could definitely go 0-3. But I think in a matchup, Spirit between Imperial in a best of 3, they're both 0-2. Spirit will win that matchup, you know. I have to be smart here. Spirit against Bad News Eagles in an 0-2 game. I think Spirit will win that matchup. I think Spirit is a good team. I think Spirit is solid. So it's not really unreasonable. It's not really unreasonable. Last 3 spots. Still a lot of good teams in here right now. G2 is a team that I cannot imagine not making the playoff. Now, and the reasoning right here, because I know they were shaky. I know G2 was shaky. And they still qualified as a 3-0, right? But that's G2 for you. That's G2 for you. It's a team that plays up to the level of the opponents. It's a team that is only getting better the deeper we get into the tournament. It is honestly a team that I believe have enough quality to win the entire tournament if they hit their stride. Now, one of the critiques about G2 has been the T-sides. The T-sides haven't really been up to par. Right, we need to see more from G2 on the T side, but the CT side has been stellar. You look at Nico, you look at Monity, you look at Hunter. I think those 3 players have the possibility to be the best trio in the world with the likes of Electronic, Bit Simple, with the likes of Magic, Stupid, Saivu. There's so much quality on the server. So with 2 spots left and so many good teams, what do we do here? What do we do here, boys? What do we do here? I think we all talked about the fact that ENCE and a lot of the teams out there said that ENCE are one of the outsiders to go into the playoff. ENCE is a team that can go all the way. So it would be disingenuous not to have ENCE in the conversation. NIP with Brolan, I think it's a very interesting lineup. I think MIP with West, Brolan and the boys are not bad. Are they going to make it? I don't know. Furia were playing so well during the RMR. They were playing well during Blast Showdown up until the point where they lost the game to Pain. But I think Furia is finally finding their identity. I think Safa is a great player. I think the team right now is only growing better. So they're strong contender as well. Big went 3-0 coming into this one. They beat FaZe in a best of 3. So what tells us that Big shouldn't be able to win 3 games? Nothing. I think Big is a sleeper pick. But I will say, though, that I think, with all due respect to the Big fans, and I don't know why Big fans hates me, because I'm trying to be realistic about their lineup, and for some reason, all the Big fans think that they're the best team in the world, and it doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter how many times they're going to play 7 to 8 in the tournament, they're still the best team in the world. Maybe we saw the best of Big. Maybe people actually respect Big enough, which they should, to prepare properly for them, which can be tough. Now, I have a lot of respect for Tapson. I think Tapson is a fantastic in-game leader, a fantastic player, and I love his presence on the CSGO scene. So it hurts me saying, but I think there's a skill ceiling to Big, which is why I'm not sure if I can back them up right here. Copenhagen Flames as well. They're so impressive. They went 3-0 as well, qualifying as legends. That is a nerdy team. I said it on the desk many times. I think Copenhagen Flames is a bunch of happy nerds. Happy nerds. They always deliver. They're always so gimmicky, right? They always come into a new game, a new map with a gimmicky play, a new smoke, a new default, something you've never seen before. These guys live and breathe Counter-Strike, and I absolutely love everything they stand for. But I also think there's a ceiling, given the experience, given the individual level. So I'm having a hard time backing Copenhagen Flames as well. There's a high chance that we see Imperial versus Bad News Eagles face in the 0-2 game. I think Bad News Eagles are better than Imperial, which is why I have Imperial up here, and which is why I will have Bad News Eagles to go nowhere. I think they're going to get a win, but I don't think they're going to qualify for the next stage. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I think ENCE and Furia are my favorites for this one. Furia, as said, they played so well during the RMR. They have found their identity. Safi seems to be a fantastic signing for them. Caserato, Euro, 2 of the best players in the world. People underestimate them all the time. I think Furia will progress to the playoff. I think Furia has what it takes to progress, which leaves ENCE, Big, and Copenhagen Flames as the last teams out here. I'm sorry. As I said, I think Big is a great team, but I think they have a ceiling to them. I think Tapson is a fantastic in-game leader. I think he's going to come in fired up. I think Sursen is a great player as well. But I see a ceiling. Crimbo coming into his first big major as well. He played fantastically during the RMR, but I don't believe it. No, I don't think NIP is a contender. I think NIP with Brolan is a much better team, but Guys, we're talking about S-Attack on an AWP, right? We're talking about NIP who are coming in with a bit of an alternate lineup. Had NIP had Device in their lineup, I would say NIP would be one of the favorites to win the entire goddamn thing, because I think NIP's lineup is good. But with Plopsky and S-Attack still being question marks to me, I don't see NIP beat FaZe. I don't see NIP. Let's do this. Do you see NIP beat Heroic? No. Do you see NIP beat FaZe? No. Do you see NIP beat Na'Vi? No. Do you see NIP beat Vitality? No. G2? No. Furia? No. I don't think they can. I wish they could. I wish they could, but I don't think they can. I'm gonna put ENCE. ENCE have done a tremendous job. They are a very strong team, right? Individually speaking, they're good. Now, ENCE to me is a bit of a wild card. A bit of a wild card. In the sense that, as I said on the desk a couple of times, they rely a lot on the play style they have. I don't see them really have this plan B or plan C, or, you know, for my taste, maybe a bit too one-dimensional. But I also did learn a lot. From Snappy on the desk, saying that they have more, you know, they have more. It's just not always they used to do what they have, right? Most of the games, they play their style, and that's enough for them to win it. So it's a bit of a misconception that Snappy is only this out-of-spawn caller. He's only the guy who's able to do a plan A, and if plan A is not working, plan B doesn't exist. So I want to see that. So I'm going to trust in Snappy's words, and I'm going to trust in the individual skill I've seen from ENCE, and I'm going to trust in Spinks. I also think there's something to be said, guys. Teams like Vitality, G2, ENCE for that matter, they have already played a lot of games in the exact setup they're playing in right now. Right? All these other teams have to come in now as legends, and they haven't played. In this setup, so you need to get used to it. You need to be ready for it. So I think there's something to be said about that. You know, some comfortable levels as well for a team like ENCE that is a little bit on the brink. As I said, I think Copenhagen Flames can make the playoff if they overperform again. If they really show up like I think they will. I think Copenhagen Flames is going to be a 2-2 team. I think Big is the one team I would like to have in here as well that I simply can't fit in here. For NIP, as I said, I think the Broline signing is so interesting. I think NIP is one roster change away. One roster change away for being a team that once again can contend for titles. Right now, I don't see NIP to be a top 8 team in the world. And basically, this is it, guys. This is top 8 in the world. Do you really think that NIP in a 2-2 game against Heroic, FaZe, Na'Vi, Vitality, G2, Furia, and ENCE will beat them in a best of 3? I don't think so. I don't think so. Which is why I don't have them here. So these are going to be my Pickems. These are my Pickems. I told you the reasons as to why. As I said, Cloud9, 3-0. Well, I think they're risky. I'm not sure Cloud9 is even going to go through. I could do this as well. That would make as much sense to me as well. I think Cloud9 have a slightly higher chance of pulling off the 0-3 or 3-0. See, the thing is, and the stuff that I'm basing this on is Cloud9 is facing a weak outsiders in the first game. Then in the second game, they'll face Furia. I think that's a good matchup for Cloud9. And in a potential 3-0 game, they face Heroic. Heroic versus Cloud9. There's so much history between these two teams. Alright? And for the majority, I feel like Gambit, now Cloud9, has been the better in that matchup. So that's why I'm willing to gamble on these guys. The two potential 0-3 games we're going to have as set is going to be Imperial versus BNE and Outsiders versus Team Liquid. I think Outsiders Team Liquid is a 50-50, where I think Bad News Eagles are the favorites against Imperial. So that's why I'm going to go for them. So these are my pickups, guys. I'm going to log them in right here. You ready for it? Can you count me down in the chat from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. We're counting them in, boys. This is it. Pickups are locked and loaded. This is the diamond coin. And if you're sitting at home and you're thinking to yourself, Jacob, you're wrong. Cool. I could be very wrong. But I also could get my diamond coin again like I did last time around. I also could be this trustworthy guy that you can always put your faith in. Because I got this covered, my friends. I got this under control. I don't expect to hit all 8. But as I said, I would rather play it safe. To put Cloud9 up here. Heroic, Group Stage Warriors, they're going to make it. FaZe, best team in the world. Na'Vi, best team in the world as well. You know, those two. Vitality, I think, is getting into a shape where it's looking really solid. With Saivu playing well, Dupree playing well, Magic showing up doing the RMR. G2, I can't imagine a playoff without G2. Furia, I think they deserve to be down here. Safi, they found their identity. They're looking much, much better. ENCE as well. Very interesting team. Had this upset potential. Here we are. Imperial, as said, they're most likely going to face Bad News Eagles in an 0-2 game, and I think Bad News Eagles, individually speaking, they shoot harder than Imperial, right? There's more firepower on Bad News Eagles that they should be able to run over Imperial, despite Imperial be the more experienced guys, maybe the smarter guys, etc. Yes.